What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden, and today we are doing part 9 of a multi-part series that we got going on where we go over cars from under $1,000 all the way up to $100,000 with 0 duplicates. So it's like 1K, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, which is today, 10, 15, 20, 25, 50, and then 100K. And in every video, it's going to be completely different cars. So you can, if you watch the first 10, you get a combined total of 110 because there's always going to be an honorable mention. So technically 11 in every video. And if you watch all of them, you can get 150, sir. So that's pretty good. Different cars under 100K. If you want to support the channel any more than you already are by watching this video, so thank you. Head on over to www.smoothstance.com/shop. Pick yourself up a hat, shirt, or shorts. And with all that stuff out of the way, let's get right into the video with number 10. So coming in at dead last because it freaking sucks. Just kidding. It's actually incredibly cool. It's the Nissan 300ZX Z32. It's one of my favorite cars of all time, but I will be the first to admit that the price for these cars are kind of ridiculous. They come with a 3-liter V6, making a nice 222 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And while that does sound like a good combination, and trust me, it is a pretty good combination, I just think you will be able to find much cleaner examples of the rest of the cars on this list, and they will be just as fun, if not more fun, than this 300ZX. On top of that, 300ZXs need a lot of work half the time. Trying to work on the engine bay is incredibly tough to do, but if you are like me and you just need that Z32 in your life, then get it. It's still a really cool car. It's rear-wheel drive, so you could drift it, and they actually make some pretty decent drift cars. You can also just like race it if you want to. It's a good car. I know you think your eyes are deceiving you for this next one. I'm sure you're thinking, Mark, I thought I clicked on a video of sports cars, not sports boats. But listen, buddy, the Dodge Challenger RT is an incredible choice if you hate corners, and that's because it was heavy as all hell and pretty bad at handling, but it was fast, man. Once it got up to speed, it was fast. It comes with a 5.7 liter V8, making a nice 376 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive. And yes, that is a pretty decent number of horsepower for under $10,000, but once again, like I said before, people, these cars are pretty heavy, so it really doesn't get up and go as much as you would think. But it is pretty good, okay? It's like everybody's always like, oh, most of these Challengers are boats, or they're incredibly slow. They're not incredibly slow. They're just slower than you're going to expect to have with a 376 horsepower car. It's going to kind of feel like a 370Z. That's like the best way to put it. Either way, though, it is a massive V8 muscle car that is incredibly underpriced for what it is because everybody wants the Scat Packs or Hellcats, so pick one up if you want it. Let's take a flight over to the country where prostitution is legal and the government can tell you what to name your baby and talk about the Volkswagen GTI Mark 6. Yes, those two facts are completely true about Germany. It's kind of weird. This is arguably the most legendary hot hatch to ever exist, and due to that, tons of people buy them. And since tons of people buy them, they are cheap, my good sir. They also come with a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4, making exactly 200 horsepower, and it was front-wheel drive. And this is by no means the fastest car on this list, bone stock at least, but once you tune it, once you put a little, mustard and grease in that bad boy, they get up and go. They definitely do. Plus, it has all the benefits of owning a hatchback. Like, you got all the space, you got the reliability, you can fit all your friends in it. Dude, you could fit a llama. If you ever pulled off a heist and you stole some llamas from, like, your local zoo, you could fit that in the back of this GTI. It's like the ultimate getaway car. We're going to stay within the hatchback world for a little bit because there is one more that's even better than the GTI in my personal opinion. It is the MazdaSpeed 3. This hatchback is just like the GTI that we just talked about. It has plenty of space, it has tons of aftermarket support, and you can build it up to be a race car, but it looks 10 times better in my personal opinion. They also are a little bit faster stock when it comes with a 2.3 liter turbocharged inline-4 that makes 263 horsepower while still being front-wheel drive, since every hatchback ever was front-wheel drive. But once again, if you want something that you can daily without having to worry about space but still be able to make fun with some simple bolt-on mods, this is an amazing deal. And this one doesn't look that boring, okay? That's the one thing I don't like about GTIs, is I just don't like the looks of them that well. Well, the MazdaSpeed 3 looks awesome. It looks aggressive as hell. It's a cool car. Yeah, baby, we are in trucking territory now. Recently, I've actually been getting into trucks more and more, so now they're going to be in my lists every once in a while, just so you guys know. But for today, we are talking about the Ford F-250 SuperDuty, sir. Trucks really aren't that fun when it comes to what normal car guys think are fun, but they are very practical, and they give you that, like, ease of use feeling, which makes your life just a lot more, like, stress-free. That's, like, the kind of good thing about it. This truck, however, did kind of the opposite, because it came with a 6-liter turbo diesel V8 that made only 300 325 horsepower while being 4x4 or rear-wheel drive. But guys, I gotta say, that is not good. Okay, 370Zs, which are like 2,000 pounds lighter than this truck, make more power, and apparently the engine in these trucks are actually like horrible. A lot of people commented when I put this in one of my videos saying that it was one of the worst diesel engines of all time. But if you truly just need a diesel Ford in your life and you just want to ball out on all your redneck homies, this is probably the cheapest option for you. And hey, at least it can still do truck things. Next up is such an underrated little hot dog. It's the BMW Z4 E85, which is literally just a better Z3, which is literally just a better Miata. So I don't know why people still sleep on the whole BMW Z car line. But this one came with a 3.2 liter inline six, making 255 horsepower, and it was rear wheel drive and incredibly lightweight. So it handles like an absolute dream. They also look pretty damn good too when done right, but nobody talks about it. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, if you modify these things the correct way, they look cool, man. Plus, on top of that, they can be a good drift car, a good track day car. They have a good engine to tune, and they look very good in my personal opinion. So stop sleeping on the damn Z4. All right, these things are beautiful cars and they deserve way more love. Yeah, they are a little expensive, but so is everything nowadays. Next up is a car that pains me not to put as number one because I just love it so gosh darn much, but I have to put my biases aside. It is the Lexus SC300. It is such an amazing car, bro, and I think I would probably fight Conor McGregor if it meant that I even got a chance to just sit in one of these cars. That's how much I love them. But it truly isn't that great from an outside perspective, so I couldn't put it within the top three. It comes with a 3-liter inline six, making 225 horsepower, and it was rear-wheel drive, and a bit of a long boy. These cars are kind of long. They were made for comfort though, so they do have a bit of a comfy aspects to them. But the main thing that these cars are used for nowadays within the community that we are currently living in is drifting, and they just do it in such style. This car was like the LC500 that we have today, but for the 90s, and it still shows up today. Like, it still is like a decent looking car with decent technology in it. It was way ahead of its time in the 90s, so don't sleep on it. Okay, but third place bronze medal has got to go to the Pontiac Trans Am or Firebird or whatever they call it. Second generation. Yes, this is that one that everybody knows and loves, and they think it's just like super duper cool looking, that has the damn like eagle on the front of it. And I'm sure your dad used to take pics of it into the bathroom with him because for some reason they really like this car. But it comes with a ton of different engine options, and to be honest with you, I don't know enough about the car to be able to tell you which one is the most affordable or not. But either way, it's a pretty good engine. Okay, they're old Dodge engine. No, Pontiac is Chevy. I don't know what Pontiac is. They're an old engine though, an old muscle car engine, and those are pretty reliable. I don't know. I recommend buying one as cheap as humanly possible and just swapping the engine anyway to make the ultimate beast. But if you don't want to do that, the stock engine is still pretty good. You can't lie to yourself though and say that these old muscle cars don't do something to you though. All right, like everybody nowadays is all like, oh, JDM cars. You can't sit there and lie and say that you're looking at this old muscle car right now and you're not extremely excited about it. Coming in for the silver medal, if you ain't first, you're last, Ricky Bobby, it's the damn Subaru WRX Hawkeye. Really, you can get any WRX under 9K besides like the newest ones, but I just picked the Hawkeye because we already used the other ones, and this is as close to new as you're gonna get it under 9K. But it comes with the basic Subi Boy engine. It's a 2.5 liter turbocharged flat 4 that makes 225 horsepower, and it was obviously all-wheel drive because it's a Subaru. What Subaru isn't all-wheel drive besides the BRZ? I don't think there's any. And they're just so baller, bro. Like, the sky is the limit with these old WRXs. The big thing in the car community nowadays is building them for like street use, but I really think that people should get into rally with these things more because they were literally built for rally racing. So I don't know why more people don't rally these cars. So if you do decide to pick up a Hawkeye, before you like slam it on the ground and do what everybody else does to it, take it off-road a little bit and have fun with it then, because you won't be able to have fun with it when it's slammed. Now it is time for the honorable mention. Yeah, I know I'm teasing you with that first place spot. And for today, it's another classic, but this time from the land of Japan. It's the first generation Toyota Celica. It's arguably one of the most underrated JDM cars to ever exist, in my personal opinion, and they still don't get enough love. They come with a 2-liter inline 4, making a very small 97 horsepower, but it was to the rear wheels, because yes, the Celica was rear-wheel drive at one point. I know, it's kind of weird. Now, obviously, this is not like the best for any race car driver out there, but just like the Trans Am that we talked about earlier, it's an incredibly beautiful piece of history that you 100% can have fun with if you know how to. But gold medal has got to go to the wonderful BMW 335i E92. These 335i's have an incredible hold on the cheap sports car market right now, and until they rise up in price, they will remain one of the best cars for under 10 grand. It's like the gatekeepers of the under 10k market. The reason why is because they come with an insane motor, a 3-liter twin turbocharged inline 6 that makes 300 horsepower, and it was available as either rear-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And that horsepower isn't crazy for under $9,000, but it also isn't average. It's definitely pretty fast, even bone stock. And if you know anything about this car, then you know that it's not going to stay stock. The engine that comes in it is called the N54, and people commonly refer to it as the German 2JZ due to the power potential behind it. Now, yes, the engine is a bit more unreliable than like a normal engine is, but it also has insane comfort behind it. It handles well. It's got modern features in it, and it has great looks, in my opinion. It's got tons of aftermarket support. You can get everything that you really want in a car, that whole package, for under $9,000, which is why I think that the 335 E92 is one of the best options out there right now. But ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment another video that you get to see down below, and subscribe to the channel for more. And with all that out of the way, das Vidania. Have a nice... Psych! Ha! Psych! I lied, buddy. I want to tell you guys something. Tomorrow, I'm not going to be uploading. It's just, I know it's Saturday, but I'm going out with my friends, and so I'm not going to be able to upload tomorrow. But we're going to be back on Monday, so that's all I wanted to tell you. Just don't expect an upload tomorrow. I'll try. If I can do it before I leave, then I'll try for sure, but I don't think I will. So, but anyway, guys, that's Vidania. Have a nice night.